How's everybody doing today? Just thought I'd show you what I'm working on here. I'm doing a little refresh on my computer project. I never really ended up finishing it with the RGB fans and stuff. I just got it to the point it was working and I just used it. But this is what I got now. I just put this fan in here because I'm going RGB. So it was a dilemma on which fan to pick, SLs or ALs. These are Leon Lee Unifans, which I really like the Unifan idea. They light up and you've got control through their L-Connect 3 software. I got 3 fans for the front of the case. These are the intake fans to pull air in. The factory is a Fractal Meshify 2 case. Has 2 140s and a 140 in the back, 2 in the front, 1 in the back. But I have hard drives under here and I want to keep them cool, so I'm going to go with 3 120s to get some air blowing down across those hard drives too, and then probably up out of these perforations here. I had this built originally by Micro Center, and I thought they had put the triple cooler in, but I looked on the receipt and they had a double cooler in there. I tried to get a hold of them to put the triple in because I got a pretty hot 12-core AMD Ryzen 9 processor in there, and they don't have a phone number. Like, it's all online only. And then so I send a thing through the online, and then it took a while for them to get back to me. And then all of a sudden somebody was calling me and telling me the computer's done, and they didn't put the triple wide in. So that was kind of annoying. And then it does pretty well. It stays reasonably cool until I try to play games like Cyberpunk, and then things starts cooking. So, what's annoying is there's only about a $20 difference at the time. So I should have had the triple put in, but now it's $170 to get a new cooler. But in the meantime, Leon Lee's come out with this Performance Edition, which has high static pressure fans and a thicker radiator and a heavier duty motor that spins faster and everything. So this thing will keep it real nice and cool. So I'm going to swap that out. The drawback to this one is these fans aren't RGB fans, so they don't light up. So they make a kit that is the side RGB kit. It just replaces the side panels on the fans, and then they look kind of like RGB fans, but with a lot more airflow. Static pressure on these is pretty incredible. These are like a version of the P28 fans, but they spin even faster for the CPU cooler. So that's going to go in there. So I'll have RGB on the front, just the fronts of these fans, and then the one on the back glowing. And then I have to decide what I want to do with the video card. This is the Radeon 6750. This is kind of the intermediate update that they had. And it does pretty well in 1440p and plays all the games that I play with acceptable results. But this is a big fat case, and it needs a bigger, fatter card in there. Plus, it's not white. So I was kind of trying to do an all-white build. I know the inside of this case is a lot of black, but I have to do something here with white. I think this panel probably comes off. Maybe I can wrap it in vinyl or something. I'm not sure. And then I bought this card actually knowing that the next generation cards were coming, and they're here now. I just have to decide which one I want, and the options are limited in white. So we'll see. But let me get these fans in and the cooler, and we'll see what she looks like. Okay, so further along, I got all the new fans in, which is pretty easy. Just a little, I'm dusting and cleaning all along the way. Got my stuff vacuumed and everything, trying to figure out where everything goes. This case has some RGB and fan headers, so I have to remember to plug stuff in there. Had another hard drive in here that I didn't even have connected. Don't know what that one's from. Probably an old computer I gotta check out and wire in. And then I pulled the power supply because I didn't know if I'll have enough connections for the new CPU cooler, because it uses 2 SATA for power, and so I pulled this to make sure I have enough, and there's all kinds of plugs open in there, so I think that's not going to be a problem. So I'm going to make a Micro Center trip to get a few more parts and continue. Okay, what a pain in the butt, as we say. Trip to Micro Center. The radiator did not fit. It would not fit in the case, just a smidge too wide, so it interfered with the back of these clips. So note to anybody looking at the performance cooler from Leon Lee, it might not fit. Then I talked to the guys at Micro Center. They said it only fits in 2 of the cases that they have, so it's a little bit too fat. Anyway, so that one went back, and then I had to put this one back in. So I had to get thermal paste, and I bought this Grizzly. They said this stuff was the best. Grizzly Cryo Knot, Thermal Grizzly Cryo Knot. So, of course, it's the most expensive stuff. $12 for like just a dot of this stuff. But it's supposed to drop temps. I got my old cooler back in, because they do not have the cooler that I was looking for, of course, but I've got it all back buttoned up, and the wiring back here is just kind of a mess. Well, yeah, let me get some exposure here. This is the first time I'm using the cooler, the Leon Lee controller, not cooler. I don't know what I'm talking about at this point. And to get RGB and USB, because this needs RGB, USB, it needs 2 eSATA connections. So I had to pull the power supply, put another SATA cable in so I could plug the controller in, and then the RGB and the USB 2 on the motherboard, of course, is underneath my my graphics card, which I have vertically mounted, so it's very difficult to get to. So I had to remove that bracket actually a couple times, because the RGB header pulled out after I had it put back in. It's very hard to get back in because the screw holes just don't line up. Like, you can just turn the screwdriver and turn it, and you got to hold the graphics card up, and it's like, where is the hole? It's like, I can't find the hole. Anyway, I'm gonna button this all back up and see if it powers up. See if I got everything right. It's alive. It's alive. Right. Well, I don't have the AL2 fans up top yet, but these ones are just out of control. This is just how they turned on. I still have to download the L-Connect 3 software, but they're lighting the place up. And I'll have to figure out how to sync the color in that. I'm not sure if it's possible or not, but right now the graphics card is syncing to the motherboard. But there she goes. I still have to figure out some kind of cooling. I want to do the triple cooler on the top, or a custom water cooling rig where you got the pump and all that. But that could be a whole lot of work. I'm kind of sick of working on this just after today, and I didn't really do much. I took apart everything, and then I had to put it all back together just to get these fans in. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.